Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually at work right now, but I needed to film this intro and outro. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing another what's for dinner. So I'm going to be sharing 5 dinner ideas as well as how I make my egg bites for breakfast. So if you want to see these super easy, budget friendly, and quick meal ideas, then just keep on watching. So we are starting out with having spaghetti for dinner, but I actually just wanted to show you guys how I make my garlic bread. I got this recipe from a girl at work. So I am just softening some butter, and then I'm going to add some mayonnaise, minced garlic, Parmesan cheese, and parsley to a bowl. I didn't measure anything. I just kind of like to, I don't know, eyeball it. I will leave the recipe that the girl gave me from work down below so that if you want to recreate this, you absolutely can. But basically, you're just going to get a French loaf of bread from the store. I just got mine from Walmart, and I actually put it in the freezer until I was ready to eat it. Oh, I forgot that I used minced onion as well. And then you're just going to cut it in half and spread this on top. And then I had some sliced cheese that I needed to use up, so I used that this time instead of the shredded cheese. And then I just baked this in the oven at 375 for 10 minutes, and I actually froze half of this loaf so that we could use it for another meal, and it keeps in the freezer for a while. But I like this recipe. We don't have it very often. It's more like a special treat type of thing because obviously it is very unhealthy. But I do like to have it every once in a while, and my husband loves it. My kids like it, so it's definitely a crowd pleaser, and I would definitely recommend trying it, especially if you're going to take something like this to like a party or something. But anyway, I kind of hesitated to even post this because I actually just got kind of a mean comment on one of my last what's for dinners, and I delete mean comments. Like, I do not tolerate that, but I don't know, that comment just kind of irked me a little bit. I don't even want to give attention to it because I do not tolerate negativity and mean stuff. But I don't know, I just hesitated posting this. So I hope that if you guys try this, you definitely let me know over on Instagram. I would be so thrilled to see your versions of this recipe. So here is what it looks like when it's getting ready to go in the oven. And here is what it looks like when it comes out. This is so good. I just cut it with a pizza cutter. We had this with spaghetti with my homemade marinara and some corn on the side. So this next meal is my tuna casserole recipe. I've kind of made this my own. I've just taken bits and pieces of recipes and kind of put it together and found something that really works for me. So I have emptied 3 cans of tuna into a pan, and then a family size can of Campbell's cream of mushroom. I feel like it's definitely crucial to use Campbell's with this recipe because it's kind of like the main ingredient. So I always use Campbell's with this. And then I've dumped just a little bit of milk in there, probably like 1/4 of a cup, and then 2 cups worth of sour cream. This really just makes the dish. I really love it this way. And also, I had a package of Velveeta cheese sauce that I wanted to just throw in there. Honestly, you could use whatever cheese you have on hand. I just didn't have very much shredded cheese left. So we just used the Velveeta. I don't really think it made or broke the dish. So just, use whatever you need to. And then I'm just going to stir this all together. And I'm pretty sure that I use salt and pepper as well. I can't remember, but I will, of course, leave the recipe down below. Also with this, you can use whatever noodles that you want. We just happen to use I think it's called Ratador or something like that. And it turned out just fine. So now that the noodles are all cooked, I'm just going to drain them. Also, you can see in the background some bread in the back. Those were hush puppies that did not turn out very well, so I ended up throwing those away. They were hard as a rock. And now I'm just going to empty the heated up mixture into the noodles and add it to a casserole dish. I have my oven set at 400 and I bake this for about 15 minutes, but the best part about this dish is what goes on top. So this is the best part, French fried onions on top of it. If you've not tried your tuna casserole like this, I highly recommend. I used to use potato chips, but I saw a recipe that used this and it is so good. So you guys should definitely try this. And like I said, I will definitely have the recipe linked down below. But here's what it looked like when it came out of the oven. The French fried onions were a little bit too done, but they were just fine. And we just had it by itself because the hush puppies did not turn out very good. So this next night is ham and cheese sliders. So I just got these rolls from the deli at Walmart, and I'm just going to cut them in half so that I can put my ham and cheese on top. And the mixture that you put on top of the ham and cheese, I will leave the actual link that I use down below for the recipe. I would definitely not recommend making this in hopes of leftovers. The leftovers were not good. The buns were all soggy and it was just not good the second day. So I'm just using regular smoked ham, not putting a whole lot on it because I did not want my kids to not eat it, and they actually did eat this. It was actually pretty good. My husband liked it as well, but like I said, I will leave the actual recipe linked down below. So next I'm just going to get started on some Velveeta cheese potatoes. These were, and I bought a rebate, and we love Velveeta in this house, so I wanted to go ahead and try these. I definitely would not recommend. They were very powdery and very sticky and just not very good at all. We ended up throwing away pretty much the entire box, so I would definitely not recommend. And you know, I've seen YouTubers that will not put things in their videos that are not good, but I'm gonna keep this in here because I don't want you guys to go to the store and pick this up and then you know, have the same experience as I did. I want you to know that it's not good and to not buy it. So let me know your stance on that. What do you guys think? So I'm just taking the potatoes out of the microwave and adding the cheese sauce to them, and then you just have to mix it up and it's ready to go. So here's what my plate looked like when I was done. I just served it with some grapes and those cheesy potatoes. Now we're going to go ahead and get started on my egg bites. This was obviously not for dinner, but I did want to include this in case you were looking for a breakfast recipe that keeps you full until lunchtime. So I'm just starting out with 12 eggs. I'm just going to crack them into a bowl. And I do use just the regular Walmart eggs. You could use the cage-free and all that expensive stuff, which I have tried, but I don't really feel like it makes that big of a difference. I mean, you know, an egg's an egg, right? So I just went ahead and saved my money and just getting these eggs. Also, a little trick, if you accidentally put a shell into the eggs, use the shell to fish it out. I don't know why it works, but it just does. So I will leave my exact recipe down below, but I am just adding some milk, some minced onion, which I would recommend definitely using onion powder instead, just gives more flavor, as well as some cracked black pepper and some salt. I use the coarse salt. I like using that whenever I'm cooking, and also some parsley and some cheese. You definitely have to watch how much cheese that you put in these, because if not, it will end up extremely watery by the end of the week and it's just not good. This particular batch, I did add way too much cheese. Also, I'm just going ahead and using a mixer to mix all this together. It just makes things so much easier and it's really not that big of a mess. So this cheese is actually sharp and mozzarella. I will definitely not use mozzarella next time, and I will not use that much sharp cheese next time. But it definitely does taste better with cheese in it. I've tried it without as well. I like using ham in mine because it makes the egg bites more moist, which I'm sorry if you hate that word, but I usually just add like 4 or 5 slices and I just cut it up. The reason why I'd used like lunch meat ham is because the diced ham I feel like is a little bit more, I don't know, chewy, and it's like it has gristles in it or something. It's definitely a lot tougher and it does not give as much moisture to the egg bites, so I do recommend using lunch meat. So I'm just going to incorporate this all together, and then I'm going to grab my muffin pan. I like using a muffin pan just because it's so much easier than, you know, anything else. Also, I definitely recommend, if you're not going to use cake or cupcake liners, to heavily grease your pan. If you grease it really well, these egg bites will just pop right out. Now I'm just going to put the mixture into the muffin pans. I just use my little 1/4 cup measuring cup, and it seems to work really well. I actually got this as a wedding gift. I think she just got it at Walmart, but it makes like the perfect size egg muffins. So now I'm just going to bake these in the oven at 350 for about 25 minutes. You definitely want to start watching them about 20 minutes to make sure they're not getting overdone, but 25 minutes seems to be my magic number. And here's what they look like when they come out of the oven. They look so, so good. And I have these for breakfast 4 days a week, so they are perfect. Okay, so this last meal is going to be, we just barbecued. My husband barbecued some hot dogs, but I wanted to show you how I make my twice baked potatoes. I do not bake my potatoes. I just go ahead and peel them and boil them like I'm going to with mashed potatoes. I believe Pioneer Woman does this as well, but I'm just adding some butter and some sour cream, as well as some salt and pepper. And then I will incorporate this all together with my hand mixer. If you are not mashing your potatoes with your hand mixer, you are definitely missing out. So I usually just do this every single time. I went ahead and added some milk just to get my desired consistency. We do like our mashed potatoes a little bit creamier instead of chunky. I actually know a lot of people that like their potatoes chunky, but we do not in this house. So now I'm just going to add some chives and some bacon bits, and I will just mix this all together, add it to a casserole dish, and then put it in the oven. I'm just gonna go ahead and top this with some more cheese and some bacon bits and chives just to make it look pretty. But my husband absolutely loved this, and we ate this for lunch for a couple days as a side. So it definitely keeps in the fridge, and it is so, so yummy. I will leave my recipe down below. Here's what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. It is so, so yummy. And here's what my plate looks like. I just got some potatoes, a hot dog, and some of the broccoli and cheese noodles from Knorr. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share with your friends. If you're new here, please subscribe. Other than that, I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.